So your Christian faith, let's start at the beginning. When did you become a Christian?
I actually became a Christian when I was in high school. I was raised, this is funny telling you because you were raised in the same home, but I was raised in like a really spiritual home, and so we always would pray, and God was just always discussed. There was never a question if there was a God or anything like that, but we were always taught to question things. Like I remember my grandfather going home, and I just learned about the stars and moon and things like that, and Poppy telling him like, guess what I learned, how far the moon is from the earth. He was like, well, how did you know that? You know,
This is Jeff Sterling.
This is Jeff Sterling,
Senior,
yeah, my Poppy. And he was like, well, how do you know that it's that many miles away? Like it could be only 200 miles, or it could be 200 million. Like, how do you know? And so that, I remember being little and like realizing just because somebody tells you doesn't necessarily mean it's true. And so you really have to question things. And so that's a trait that I have that I actually am really grateful for. And so I remember just questioning why we were here in life and all that kind of thing when I was in high school, and landing in church and just hearing the gospel. And really the first couple of times it didn't make sense to me, and I didn't like buy it or whatever. And then I went away to camp and I was 15, and I just remember like it just made sense in my soul, and I just felt like I believe in Jesus and He is my total savior and I'm all in. And so since that moment I haven't really looked back, and I've just grown in my faith.
Was there a particular verse or book or even teacher that really brought it to life for you and landed the point?
There were, a lot of those things. I became really involved in my youth group, and I had a girl named Casey that really walked alongside me and was like a Jesus to me. And I love kind of the quote, preach the Bible or preach the gospel, and when necessary use words. And that was like really
live it out.
Yeah, who these people were in my life. They just took an interest in me and really loved me, and so that whatever they had, I wanted more of it. And so they seemed to have Jesus, and they seemed to go to church, and they seemed to read the Bible. So I kind of started mimicking what I was seeing them do. And then before I knew it, I was like, I have this too. Like I have the Spirit inside of me.